This is it.
Salami had a pretty good run, actually. Pretty good run. Beat, I think, 3 challengers, which puts him in first place. Puts him in the lead for the domination prize, I believe. So, well played, Sir Lamy. Very respectable reign. But now we have a new king, Paul. King Paul. He's been a Starcross king before. Yeah, I don't think he's ever reigned for longer than 5 challengers or something like that. Let's see how he does this particular volume of Starcross Kings. His first challenger is going to be Stormless. Certainly a formidable opponent. And Paul is actually going to open the game. We're going to see, first of all, Paul playing his Overcommander West on Faminville Approach. Interesting. I haven't seen his Overcommander West yet. Throws down some wire here in the middle, but gets interrupted by conscripts. We move to engage against them. SWS pushes them out of cover a little bit, but I don't really think that it really contributed in a meaningful way to that engagement. It's now going to be taking light damage from these conscripts. Shooting at its rear armor. Confused about what exactly Paul is trying to accomplish here. Pushing them around slightly. Stern Pioneers arrive to assist. Pretty good push right there. And he will take that engagement. Conscripts will be forced to retreat once again. So it forces 2 retreats, gets some early model losses right there, up to 4 kills already. Pretty good opening performance from them. They're on their way towards the north. Paul is going to follow up with 3 squads of Volksgrenadiers. Stern Pioneers grabbing the strategic point here in the early game. Volksgrenadiers on their way north, waiting for the Stern Pioneers to finish capping so it can move up with the additional firepower to get rid of whatever might be up here, which is a combat engineering squad and nothing too difficult to deal with. And Stormless is going to make his way out of the base, start capturing territory with his 3 conscript opening. The SWS is pulled back into the base and is setting up a mechanized regiment HQ. Hopefully Stormless won't spot that in production. I don't think he will if he's just capturing territory. Paul should be able to build that unharried. And the vision blockers in this area will prevent Stormless from spotting that even from his position inside that building. Stern Pioneers have no choice but to retreat once conscripts arrive to support in this engagement, and Paul is going to vault a green cover wall here in the back and then retreat. I don't think that you can actually utilize any of the green cover around this building to assault it, except for maybe on the right side. Everything else is probably a little bit too close. And the right side of this building does have 5 windows, so hard building to force anything out of. Paul is getting pushed back into his base a little bit on this front. Volksgrenadiers have to retreat from 2 squads of conscripts. Stormless holds the center building. This squad in green cover will probably bleed the conscripts as they close into short range, though. Paul will force this retreat. Second squad not moving to support because it doesn't want to lose building control, so Paul will take that engagement. More conscripts arriving to support from the south, though. On the flank of these Volksgrenadiers should easily get them out of there. These 2 squads are going to move up to try and get Stormless from the central building, but another squad of conscripts is available to engage on their flank. This squad charges. Ooh, I'm surprised Stormless left the building right there. His decision to do that will cost him control of the structure. He won't have a way to force his opponent out unless he goes Molotovs, which he has not. I think that might cost him this engagement, might cost him control of this area. Very strange decision right there. Volksgrenadiers jump in. Stern Pioneers close into short range to force the rest of these retreats and get full control of this area back into Paul's hands. Volksgrenadiers moving to grab the strategic points, and scavenge doctrine chosen by Paul. He will field Jaeger light infantry out of the building to try and harass this cutoff and force this flamethrower back into the base.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Volks Grenadiers got wiped though. Where did that happen?
Has been cut off.
I missed that happening, but a full squad of Volks Grenadiers just went down.
We are losing territory.
I'm not sure what happened. Or where. How did I miss that? I don't know. Stormless picks up a full Volks Grenadier squad though. Black half-track is on its way. Paul has very good map control right now, but losing a full Volks Grenadier squad certainly hurts. Black half-track should help him hold his territory though.
Conscripts. Now you can use Molotovs
Oh.
to burn those bastards.
Oh, I guess that's a full dead squad then. Alright, thank you. Apparently it happened on the screen and I still didn't even notice it. Another squad has to retreat right here, falling pretty low. They're gonna get away though, for sure. Flamethrower harassing there in the south, and Flak half-track is done, making its way towards the engagement for the center. Stormless is taking a huge risk trying to secure building control right here. There's a very good chance of that getting wiped on retreat. Unless he can somehow get that flag half-track to reposition, or just take a very wide retreat path over here on the left. There's a Sturm Pioneer squad over here, so pretty decent chance of that conscript squad going down. They have a awkward retreat path too because of this barbed wire. We'll have to
The enemy is encroaching on
retreat
our
north
territory.
by that flag half-track almost no matter where they go, unless they can get very far south into the range of this Sturm Pioneer squad. Flamethrower, however, is moving up to put pressure on those Sturms to retreat. And they will get out of there, so this squad should now be able to probably get home safely. AT grenades have been purchased by Stormless and Molotovs also. Second squad of Jaeger Light Infantry fielded out of the building over here on the right side to bleed these conscripts in the road, getting some lucky snipes, going down pretty fast. This squad is hovering by the forest to try to maybe look for an opportunity against that flak half-track set up here to defend the fuel point. These conscripts have to get outside of its line of fire. Volks Grenadiers going down very quickly over here. Late retreat from Paul. There he goes. Jaeger Light Infantry similarly bleeding those conscripts quite quickly. Stormless will make a full retreat as well. Could have maybe thought about a Molotov to turn that engagement into something, but he is getting full control of the south. His decision not to retreat that wounded conscript squad not only kept him alive, but got him some territory over there. He will get himself the south fuel point. He's gone tier 2 into a Maxim. So far it's not been able to do much, being forced to retreat here. Another Volks Grenadier squad went down.
The enemy is taking
Did that retreating one die? I think that retreating one died and I missed it. I've missed every single wipe this game. Wow, Paul losing a lot of infantry. For model losses, I think Paul is doing fine. Yeah, he's actually ahead. He's very ahead. So the manpower game's probably actually pretty even, honestly. But he's spending his extra manpower on tech right here, getting not only the tier 3, but tier 2 going up here as well. Stormless hasn't chosen a commander yet. If he does go guard motor, he could probably heavy mortar this position really hard.
The static post is now in operation.
Maxim getting bled hard again, and here comes the field gun. Black half-track will have to pull back to safety.
Lead man! Ship fire! Under attack!
Stormless has guard motor, advanced warfare, and shock rifle, so he has all of the usual suspects. No matter what he chooses, he will have some kind of call-in tank. Paul continues to have pretty solid map control. He's taking control of Stormless cutoff right there.
Territory taken. Push on. Squad numbers back at full.
And yeah, Stormless doesn't have very much fuel at all. Only 93 stockpiled in 10 minutes. With only tier 2 constructed is not great. Field gun perfectly positioned for this. Black half-track gets off half a burst before repositioning to safety. Sturmpio's dealing heavy damage to the conscripts in the building. They're not going to be able to stick around for long. AT gun moves up. Doesn't quite have the munitions for a high explosive barrage either, so can't punish this plumping of troops. Conscripts grabbing some territory there in the north. Ooh, demo charge right there. That wounded squad still hasn't retreated, I don't think. Oh no, that's the squad from inside the building. He will retreat, and since this retreat path is blocked, he will take the somewhat safer south path. Can't tell if he'll get away or not. Jaeger light infantry chasing. One goes down. Other one gets away. Just barely. Barely escapes. Another engagement against the flag half-track, which he's setting up. Stormless could have definitely damaged the engine right there. Can't believe he let that get away. I think that was a dead flag half-track if he had gone in on that. Maxim is set up to protect. Nice, he will suppress these infantry, I think. It's suppressed already, there it goes. Black half-track sets up to suppress these conscripts, but they get the AT grenade off, and it now has a damaged engine in the arc of fire of a field gun, which he's desperately trying to force to retreat, and he sort of succeeds. Has a forward retreat point set up right there. This squad of conscripts wants to chase and finish the job, but it disengages. One AT grenade would destroy this. I'm surprised he didn't just chase that and kill that with the AT grenade. Sets up the field gun. He has range, but not vision. And his gun will get cleared. That's a shame. Black half-track escapes from a situation it should not have survived. Ooh, wipe potential right there. Stormless will have vision in a second.
Command level capabilities ready for deployment.
Doesn't notice this though. There it goes. Jaeger light infantry wiped by the demo charge in the south. Two more squads available here in the north, however, are going to pick up this conscript squad in return. They each take a wipe. Paul continues to have, I think, the superior map control. Stormless at no point really managing to get a fuel point connected to his base. It's really, really hurting. His fuel economy, it's going to really slow down his T-34s. He has gone guard motor and fielded one squad of guards. And Paul has stolen the field gun's going to use that to do some back capping while he waits for tanks to arrive. Ooh, another wipe right here in the middle of conscripts. Another conscript squad wiped. Flamethrower popped apparently too. Or no, that's a Molotov, not a flamethrower pop. His flamethrower's fine. Another AT grenade connects with the flag half-track as that pulls back towards Paul's truck. 15 kills on this thing. As far as model losses, Paul hugely in the lead. Twice the kills of Stormless thus far.
LEFG 18 howitzers stand ready to fire.
Both players retreat from that engagement. Conscripts getting the territory under their control.
Check equipment. Confirm mine detection.
Minesweeper going south to try and prevent any further squads exploding on demos.
Capture complete. No enemy activity.
Conscripts grabbing the north munitions up there. Black half-track is on its way to push them away. New field gun in production. And as far as Paul's next fuel purchase, I guess I'm assuming Jagdpanzer, but might go Ostwind. And just try and utilize the field gun. Panzerschrecks and Raketenwerfers for anti-tank. I guess if he were going to go Ostwind, he would have by now. Queuing up some extra Volksgrenadiers to try and replace some of his infantry losses. There's the fresh field gun for Stormless. Maxim's going to try and pressure these Jaeger light infantry into a retreat. Sturm Pioneers continue working on the south. Uncontested for now. Squad of guards is on their way to try and push that back.
Spot a target. Call out range and direction.
Volksgrenadier, ready for action. Enemy rounds! Keep your heads down! Another award for marksmanship. Sure, add it to the pile.
Bigger lights into the building. Volksgrenadiers working on the VP. Victory points right now are very firmly in. Stormless is in the lead. I don't think it's control, but he's definitely in the lead. 150 victory points up. AT grenade on the flak half track right there. Field gun not available to support though.
Supply sector under attack.
Maxim back into the base. Stormless continues slowly working his way towards call-in tanks. Still needs 80 more fuel, roughly, so 70 more fuel, and that's going to take a long time if he can't get a fuel point under his control. Every time he takes one, he loses it very shortly thereafter. It does force the Sturm Pioneers away here in the south. They need to repair the flak half-track anyway. Still does not have control of that cutoff. Jaeger Light Infantry moving in on the conscripts right there. Go down pretty quickly. I'm surprised they retreated. I guess they were scared of the flak half-track moving up. The field gun not quite in range to support again.
Why are they shooting at us?
Paul has Stormless totally boxed in right now. Mostly because he's held this cutoff for pretty much the entire game. Stormless harassing the south isn't worth anything if you can't get back control of this point. And he has gone Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer making its way to the front line for protection against the call-in tanks when they do eventually arrive. Ooh, flamethrower just got wiped right there. A lot of wipes stacking up. Stormless floating manpower a little prematurely. His call-in tanks aren't going to be here anytime that soon. You should definitely field some more guards or something. Heavy mortar.
Reporting. Capture complete.
Flak half-track wants to try and set up a wipe, I think, on their discard squad's retreat path. They're going to retreat south. Conscripts working on the center cutoff are getting focus fired down by Volksgrenadiers. They actually have to retreat from Maxim fire, though. AT gun set up right here is getting shots off on that Jagdpanzer, which is pathing unfavorably. Conscripts trying to get an AT grenade off, however, get wiped by the flak half-track setup right there. Yet another wipe for Stormless. They're starting to get very expensive. Now lost 5 full squads of infantry. Starting to lose control of the game a little bit. And he certainly has lots of time. Victory points aren't going to run out anytime soon, but it's becoming increasingly difficult for him to get victory point control. Let's turn the game back around. Black half-track forces another retreat right there. Slightly out of range of those guards, but he's losing the engagement anyway. Does harass the north territory a little bit with conscripts again. Trying to get the victory points back under his control. Try and get the clock ticking against Paul again. Still 422 to 322. He still has a 100-point lead. He's just really behind in manpower is what it pretty much comes down to. 2 minutes away from call-in tanks if he can maintain his current amount of fuel income. Oh, that snipe by those Jaeger Light Infantry on his guards. Full squad of guards wiped. Paul continues to snowball out of control. 121 to 60. He continues to maintain double his opponent's kills.
for combat. Taking fire. Jaeger, defensive formation. We have the sector. Target secure. Infantry attacking in force.
Black half track working on more infantry in the north. Max enforced retreat right there. Conscript's about to get wiped. Black half track drives right in front of an AT gun right there, but infiltration grenades will clear it. Ooh, that was a really good spread.
Another infantry squad.
So much manpower bleed for Stormless. He's floating like crazy though, but it looks like he's not even going to try with the call-in tanks. He's just lost too much. Paul wins the infantry game and makes good use of a flak half track. 27 kills on that by the end of this. And really good cutoff control by Paul. Really good map and cutoff control, which is actually kind of surprising considering his early losses. I think that this very much came down to Stormless's failure to kill this flak half track when he had a chance. He had a very real chance to kill this, but it ended up just costing him a field gun. And I think that was the major turning point this game. So good game, well played by Paul, and Stormless will have to try and top a 317 VP Axis victory in Game 2.